All right, we're going to show this on stream. Everyone ready for the seasonal guild leaderboard?
Holy heck.
Fully expanded. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the seasonal guild leaderboard presented by CouchCat.
That's us.
This is season 1, week 4. If you don't know, and you're new around here, we started this in the beginning of February, the 1st of February to be exact. We actually extended it out to a 2-month-long season currently to see which guild is the best guild for that season. Because quite frankly, we got sick and tired of seeing the overall guild leaderboard you see in game, because you have people like Death Star, Knights of the Internet, in the top 10 who don't belong there.
That's so true. And Forrest, get Forrest out. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no. So it's about time we see some change, and we allow those little guilds to rise up to the top, because it's not fair that they showed up a year later after Death Star freaking grinded away for so long and then just died out. But, you know, enough picking on Death Star. Cool guild. My apologies, but not really. Let's get into
don't apologize over here.
Let's get into the actual data. Let's have some fun with this. All right, first and foremost is the Celestial tier. So again, if you first time here, we break it down by tiers. 5 guilds per tier. There's a total of 5 tiers to make out to the top 25 guilds in the game. Obviously, if you're good at math or you could read, you could see that pretty well right here. But you know, just in case. And it aligns with SimpleMMO's tiers. What do you know? It's like we're doing something around here. It's like we're professionals. Anyways, onto it. Yeah, we could do mini cams and just zoom on each tier. Sure. How do I? Let's.
There you go. And then we can just zoom out after.
All right. There we go.
Oh my gosh, this looks beautiful.
Okay, we got this going. All right, let's see here. Okay, so let's talk about the Celestial tier. Not much movement actually happened in the Celestial tier. As you can see here, we have Babel, the Forest, Golden Arrows, Step and Chill, and Heaven and Hell. Now, last week, if you didn't know, Heaven and Hell actually entered the Celestial tier at the number 5 position, and they held on to it. However, Step and Chill, which was in the top 5 at week 2, they got knocked down to the Legendary tier for week 3, and now they came back up, came strong, and are now number 4 overall, back in the Celestial tier, which is awesome to see. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, the only Step and Chill player I feel like I know is Kanito. So good for them. good for Step and Chill. I didn't expect this. I thought they were slowing down, even though, I mean, we're only on week 4, but they were, coming out slow, like you said, that you referenced the week 2, right? But they came in, and it's looking good for them. I'm still a little nervous for this tier, just because Beyblade decided to kick it up last week, right? They've gained so much EXP. There's a giant gap here.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. But one thing I do want to give credit to is Golden Arrows hanging in strong. I know I saw a lot of chat throwing Golden Arrow or GA Love, right? And Step and Chill. So it's good. Golden Arrows is holding on, but Step and Chill is literally right behind them. And looking at this, I almost want to say that Step and Chill has a better chance of overstepping Golden Arrows than Golden Arrows has a better chance of stepping closer to Forest. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think Heaven and Hell is on its way of getting dumped if more of the legendary guilds start farming more adequately. We see Still Friendly, like, I don't want to go too far because we're not on there yet, but we saw them drop, which is barely any difference between them and Heaven and Hell. So I wonder, because I mean, look at this. You got 58 mil on top.
Yep.
The average in between, you're closer to 30 mil. But then you have Heaven and Hell with 15 mil. Like, it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And if anyone has seen the weekly guild stats video that came out Wednesday, Babel from this past Sunday to the previous Sunday, they earned 22 mil in guild EXP, which is insane. Absolutely insane. The amount of EXP to earn in just 1 week. So they are grinding, and they've expanded the lead because it was, let me do the math, about 9 mil previously in difference between Babel and the Forest last week. It's now 22 mil difference, right? So there's that whole week of grinding that they just did to crank it out. Insane progress by Babel. I will say though. Go ahead.
No.
Good?
Okay, I was just going to say, do you think that's their strat? Grind it out to get breathing room, and then just kind of coast, and then grind it out again.
That's a good question. I don't know. To me, it feels like they've been on a trajectory over the past 3 weeks. Since Alucard came onto our stream, so maybe he's more involved in the game again, and leading the guild to a strong grind, because they've been progressively gaining more guild EXP each week in the weekly guild stats. Because it was like 6 mil, and then it became 12 mil, then it's 16, I think, or something like that, and then now we're at 22. So they're progressively getting more and more guild EXP each week.
Yeah, in chat, so we got Tom here. He's saying Step and Chill, as in we Step and Chill, have won some big wars recently. So we also have to keep that in mind too. When these guild wars are popping, when they reach their, when they finalize. So maybe that's why we see Step and Chill just exploding up to positions, and then Beyblade got that huge burst in the first place. So
that's a good point. Going back to your Force and the Golden Arrows topic here. Previously, last week, it was about 8 mil gold difference. Now it's 6 mil. So Golden Arrows are catching up to the Forest. It's just not as fast as some of the other guilds are catching up to each other.
Yeah, and Ace is in chat. So Ace, if you have anything you want to say about Golden Arrows' current position, let us know. Definitely add at us. Add us. Yeah. But yeah,
I mean, Step and Chill, they gained 18 mil in gold from the last week of the seasonal. So props to them. So the top 4 that we see here, they've had massive increases in their guild EXP between the 2 weeks. Except for Heaven. So Heaven and Hell, they're the ones who only gained 4 mil more. So the top 4, I think, are going to start pulling away even more if they continue this grind. Whereas in Heaven and Hell is just going to say a solid 5th place.
Like that's going to be the benchmark to cross into Celestial?
Yeah, I think so. You have to beat Heaven and Hell because the other 4 are already so far ahead. It's going to be so hard. But
well,
who knows?
Dark's here. So Dark, do you... Or maybe you're eating mac and cheese with the fam. But Dark, do you have any insight with what's going on with H&H right now? And then also real quick, Ace says they just had some good wars finish this week too. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all coming down.
It must be the wars because they originally had 18 mil last week in guild EXP. Now they have 30. So they grinded a lot too.
Okay. Well, that's all I have for Celestial.
Yeah, let's move on over to the Legendary, shall we?
Enhance.
All right.
Some big upsets here for friendly
now we got
crew.
some upsets. That's for sure. All right, let's get into the Legendary tier. This is our second tier, so our 6th through 10th place guilds. Here we see Still Friendly, taking in the 6th. Then we have the Knights Who Say Ye, Wolf Blood, Friendly 2, and Guerrilla Wizards. Now, this is pretty cool. Most of these guilds have actually moved up for the majority of the guilds in this tier.
I can't believe Guerrilla Wizards right off the bat. I'm like, I made fun of them last video with Kin, and now here I am.
And they dropped down in 1 position from last week, and then they gained 3 this week, which is awesome to see. But yeah, absolutely. Still Friendly were the ones who dropped out of the top 5. They were in 4th place last week. and they dropped down to 6th place this week. They only
Huge drop.
They only gained about 2 million guild EXP between the 2 weeks. So kind of sad to see, but again, that's comparing to like Babel, who did like 22 mil or whatever. So that's it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
The Knights who say Yi, I honestly surprised, pretty active.
We called him dead.
I thought they were like, you don't see many Yi players around anymore in chat or anything like that, right?
Loch Ness was the most prominent for me. Left for TPC, and then Jurg doesn't really play.
Right.
But she will play RPG MMO in the Discord server, which is linked down below. But you don't really see. I don't even see Yi in chat for the most part. So.
Yep. Exactly. They are still top 10, which is comparison to their leaderboard position in the overall. So there is that. Not too surprising there. I don't know. Maybe they'll hold on to that top 10 position. Probably, honestly, with the way that they got almost 10 mil in guild EXP, so that's good. I will say it's kind of rough being the friendly crew because 2 guilds have taken a hit, dropped down in 2 positions out of the whole conglomerate that is friendly.
There's more. There's literally more, but we're not there yet.
But we're not there yet.
Yeah, just some quick thoughts for Legendary. I think Friendly's on a decline, but again, just number wise, it doesn't appear to be as much, but the 9 to 13 mil, the jump is, significant for guilds depending on who's active, right?
Right.
So I think Still Friendly will hold. I think we'll still see them there next week, but maybe he gets closer. And that will be the new bar right there. Wolfblood, I'm not really too sure who's still in Wolfblood. I have not looked at them. I need to. Hard to say though, but they're neck and neck with Yi. And then Gorilla Wizards might just secure a spot above Friendly 2, and Still Friendly and Friendly 2 just might slowly disappear from the top 3. I would even say they maybe even come to a halt in Epic, depending if the PvE guilds can get it together. But we're not there yet. But just quick thoughts. I think Yi, slow grind, Wolfblood, we'll see. And Gorilla Wizards, maybe they just had a bunch of guilds pop, or guild wars pop. So these 3 aren't going anywhere in Legendary, I say, for a week. And Still Friendly, it's about to, that will be the benchmark to climb over.
So here's an interesting stat that I'm seeing right now, is that the number 10 place, last week it was Murder of the Universe. Their guild EXP was a total of 7.1 for the top 10. Now it's 6.4, which is interesting.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it. That's all we got for Legendary. You want to move on to Epic?
Yeah, let's
move on. This is the saddest. I would say this is probably one of the saddest tiers right now. It's just like almost all red, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's trigger warning. Trigger warning if you love PvE. Lead us in, Alan. Oh, yes. Excuse me. Crazy Fi. Excuse me.
Yes, please use my proper term. Epic tier. This is your... Oh, crap. I can't do... 11 through 16. There we go. Math is hard. Yeah. Epic tier is your 11 through 16 guilds. That's the epic tier. I don't know where I was going with that one. Anyways.
I don't know. Just read the freaking names, dude. What are you doing?
Yep. So, in the epic tier, we have Murder of the Universe, The Peaceful Crusade, Babel 2, The Cult, and The Titans. Now, I mean, like you said, this is a sad tier. It's just all red. Except for The Cult. Huge props to The Cult, by the way. Like, these guys kicked butt and moved up 4 positions.
Fred, and every stream, Fred's like, "You will rue this day, Paisen," and then when he's finally right, he's not here.
Yeah, they went from the elite tier and the middle pack of the elite tier all the way up to the epic tier, which is awesome. A little bit of stats playing here. Last week, the number 11 position had 4.9 mil in guild exp. Now there's 6.2, and then the 16th place had 2.4 mil in exp, and now the 16th place is 4.2 mil. So the numbers are going up this time across the board for the epic tier.
Yeah, it looks bad, but the shuffling's for good reason. There's active guilds coming to replace them.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Murder of the Universe got bumped out of legendary.
I called that, dude. I freaking called it. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. If you guys remember, they went down 3 positions last week alone.
Yeah.
Right? So this is they're just continuously losing their grind and just falling behind these other guilds. Who knows what's going to happen in a month from now? I think they'll hold on to the epic tier, low epic tier probably. The one thing to note in this tier is that we do have 2 PvE guilds, the Peaceful Crusade and the Titans. So they've been doing a little bit of work. Unfortunately, the Peaceful Crusade gained a little less than a mil in guild exp, and then the Titans gained a little less than a mil in exp. It makes sense given that's like their standard trajectory over the past few weeks according to the weekly guild stats. So kind of sucks, I guess, because it's a lot harder for them. They really have to grind to be able to get anywhere near gaining constant exp that you need to continue to hold on to your position in the epic tier alone.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I'll have my quick thoughts here.
Absolutely.
I said this with Ken, and Ken brought it up actually. PvP guilds inherently have the upper hand. So, hot take, I think PvE is going to get wiped out of Epic. I know Murder of the Universe is on a trend downward. They're just going to slowly dip. TPC, no faith. I did have faith, but if you just take a look at the cult, and then you'll see also why in the top of the elite tier, which we'll get to next. But I think if PvP guilds are serious about climbing through this season, they're just inherently gonna get into epic because the guild exp bar is pretty low compared to the mid tier of legendary.
Right.
So MOU down. TBC, if King Cows can rope his crew back, maybe holds. Beyblade 2 is just it's just an incubator, so I don't think they're meant to climb. They're just trying to fill as many members as possible to bump into the main effort. Cult apparently is serious. I called bullshit to Fred on two streams now. Yeah, because we've done 2 previous, and I might have to eat those words. And then the Titans, again, and it's the same with TBC. It's not that they're doing less. It's just PvP guilds have the upper hand in EXP. So yeah, maybe your assessment's right, Crazy Five. Maybe TBC will hold Epic, but Titans for sure isn't holding on. There's no way, dude. If the top of Elite, I won't say their name yet, is true to their word or true to form, they're not going to be there next week. And maybe not next, or if they are next week, it's not the week after. But yeah, we'll see how long TBC can hold. Because look at the difference. Epic is so volatile. We say this. The lower 3 tiers. I mean, the EXP difference is so minimal.
Right.
It's insane. Like the Cult and Titans could basically smooch right now. They're essentially the same. And the same with Beyblade 2, who's not really their mission is not to grind. Is under TPC by barely anything. So yeah, it's just interesting. I think PvE is going to get hit hard. It's unfortunate.
Yep. Yeah.
And what can you do? You eat vegetables and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say to To really harp on your point there, Babel 2 only gained about 600,000 guild EXP between the 2 weeks that we've had, between week 3 and week 4. So they didn't gain much EXP, like, at all. They gained less than the Peaceful Crusade and the Titans. So,
Yeah.
and it's interesting to juxtapose them against Babel. Even though you're absolutely right, they're not there to grind, but it's like, wow, like, clearly all the hard hitters are really grinding in Babel, and everyone else is chilling out and having a good time in Babel too. So it's interesting, definitely interesting.
Yeah, and I wonder how Fred's gonna feel because he left the cult for Babel 2, and now
Yeah,
he's like after them.
yeah,
So interesting. It's interesting where people's hearts lie
yeah.
when it
It's
comes
like
to this shit.
in esports, and any esports team, when a player gets traded, they always want to beat their old team to
Oh,
show
like
that they were
Licorice,
better.
like
Yeah,
getting his ass kicked off of Cloud
yeah,
9,
yeah.
and it
Well,
took him.
Licorice
It's
was
taken him this year to beat Cloud 9 on Golden
it
Guardian.
it was a hard fall from grace. Let's just say that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yes, boss.
On
Fred
to-
is in cult. That's what we're saying. He was in Beyblade 2, but now
Yeah.
he rejoined his home.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on
All
to
right.
Epic. Army and Elite. Shit.
Yep. On to the elite tier. This is your 16 through 20 of the top 16 through 20 guilds. So, first position, we have Midnight Rain, and we have Ornate Garden, then Friendly, Knights of the Internet, and Solid Step. First off, Midnight Rain, whose guild leader is James, by the way.
Pay to
He's in
win.
chat.
Pay to win.
Insane. They moved up 12 positions. They weren't even in the top 25 last
Mhm.
week. They crushed it. They even showed up in the weekly guild stats that came out yesterday. Excuse me. They are grinding hard. I had to make a plus 12. I had plus 1 through 10 already squared away because I was like, there's no way a guild is going to climb any more than 10 positions in this seasonal guild leaderboard. And they had forced me to make a plus 12. So congrats to you, James, and all your guild mates. That's awesome. Well deserved. I love to see it. But because Midnight Rain came into the top 25, that means another guild had to get kicked out of the top 25. We'll cover the two guilds that got kicked out. Oh, spoiler alert, there was two. Two guilds that got kicked out of the top 25 at the end. We talk about the general overall picture. But
Okay.
yeah, so huge shout out to Midnight Rain. Ornate Garden is another PvE guild. So they didn't move at all. They gained, again, just like the other PvE guilds, a little less than 1 mil. So they're at least they're consistent in that, right? So that's cool. Friendly, another part of the Friendly conglomerate, took a huge hit again. So that's rough. Knights of the Internet, which is a top 10 guild and the overall leaderboard in the game, falling way behind compared to everyone else. They dropped three positions. And I fully believe that they're going to drop into the rare tier, the bottom tier, come next week. That's my opinion. What are your thoughts?
All right. First and foremost, Keeban, you're just a TPC shill. So screw you. You're dog shit. And two, I have some lore with Midnight Rain. One Graven, friend, fan of the show, local vampire. He was like, "Hey, join my new guild Discord. We need people in here to look cool." And I was like, "Sure, dude. I will definitely hang out with a bunch of you losers." So I join. Lo and behold, I'm like, why does it look like, Heavy Rain, the PlayStation game for your icon? But then why is your guild named a Taylor Swift song? So my sus level is 9,000. Okay? And if you didn't know, that is a Taylor Swift song. Just so you know.
Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
and there's some characters in this Midnight Rain Discord. You have Nex, by the way, who's like assistant advising. They're not actually in it. And they're a bunch of role players, probably. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but I check periodically to see if they're good yet, and they always say they've always been good. So props to you, James, for leading your crew of misfits. I mean, Graven's ex Koi, so you can't get more misfit than that. To the top, not top, but plus 12 positions. So congrats, James. Good on you, homie. Ornate Garden, another fan favorite. I'm a little scared that they're kind of not growing as quickly as they were. But maybe that's because rare is just such an easy tier to get out of for an active guild.
Right.
Because we all remember that, right? It was like +5 or whatever.
Yep.
So Ornate Garden, keep growing. We want to see you up there, KC. Friendly, I'm with you. I called it from the beginning. Friendly, all of the friendlies are going to dip. I just don't think that's their style right now, their play style. But things will change when events roll around. So I wonder if Easter will have an impact with all like the the event raids.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
So that's something to keep your eye on. And then Koi, I've said this before. I love that old guild, mainly the old guild members, but it's not what it was. It's not going to be here for long. It's going to get to rare, and it's probably going to get bumped by default. And Solid Step, don't even know who they are. So congrats on you for moving out of rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They did move up 5 positions last week and bumped out another guild from the top 25 last week. So they're doing good. They're climbing.
They are. And real quick, Bleep Boop says, Paisen, do you consider Beyblade as SKT? No. SKT is actually polite and are not heathens because they're Korean. They're polite by nature. I would say Beyblade is like a random LPL team that no one knows how to say their name, but they still crush souls.
And
crazy,
also, real fast.
I was just gonna say Chul's asking the dates.
Yeah, I was about to answer that. So Chul, I saw your question there. This is the seasonal guild leaderboard to clarify to everyone. So we started it on February 1st. So I'm comparing every week. I'm comparing to February 1st, right? So I pulled the data every Wednesday. So yesterday I pulled the data and I compared where the guilds are yesterday to where the guilds were on the 1st of February. And that's how we continue to build on this leaderboard. So next week, when it is the 8th of March, I will pull it and compare it to February 1st. Then we have a separate thing called the weekly guild stats, which a video came out yesterday on our YouTube channel, and that's just a weekly one. So, all right. So now we know Midnight Rain's kicked out one guild. We'll cover, maybe not kicked out. It's probably not the best way to say it.
They dropped them.
No, because there's a reason why I'll say it. I'm
they
saying
slaughtered
that, but
them.
we'll okay. We will move on to the last and final tier in
Holy
rare.
shit. While you're doing that transition, Chul says we have finished 50 plus wars in that time period. And for those of you who are interested, I know not a lot of people are, Chul is in Beyblade. I'm just kidding, Chul. I fucking love messing with this dude. I think he hates it.
That's insane.
안녕하세요. Okay.
That's insane. All right.
Let's get on with rare.
Yeah. So rare is our bottom tier. And this is where we see a lot of the smaller guilds struggling to top into the top 25. Okay, so covering the top 20 through 25, we have the Russian Guild, which I always forget to look up. Fairy Tale, Rain Factory.
I can't believe it. I can't believe
Order of Ramnos, and then Deadly Cute. Now, the Russian Guild got knocked out of Elite, probably thanks to Midnight Rain coming into the Elite tier. So they got dropped down to the rare tier. Fairy Tales moved up 2 positions, so they gained about 400k in Guild EXP. So
I almost threw up in my mouth, dude, when you said Fairy Tale. I was like, what?
Yeah. Rain Factory was consistent. They gained another 400,000 in EXP. So this whole tier here, they've all gained roughly about 400,000. Well, except the top 3 of this tier gained about 400,000 in Guilty XP. The order only gained like 30,000 in Guilty
They're
XP.
gone, dude. It's over. It's
They're
over for
clearly
them.
are dropping out, right? Next week, say goodbye to the order, guys. Deadly Cute is another PvE guild, and
Who are they?
They have climbed to the last position, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, we have, what was it, at least 3 PvE guilds vying for top 25 in the game. That's not shown in the overall leaderboard. I know I keep giving the overall leaderboard shit, but it's still a good leaderboard.
No, this is better.
Yeah, no bias here. It is better. Yeah, so that is that. I will say, for the Guilty XP, the last place last week had 813,000 Guilty XP. This week, last place has 1 mil in Guilty XP. So, yeah.
Not too shy. It's slow. It's slow moving down here in Rare. So it's hard to notice that people are actually playing the game. But
yeah.
Good to see movement here. Real quick before I do my takes. Shorel says Delhi have had like 2 leadership changes lately and have been raiding like mad. So that could be the reason why they're up here now. So Rare.
Yes.
Russians, they have the highest EXP in Rare, maybe for a little bit longer. Fairy Tail, I don't know. Like you said, it's concurrent growth for the top 3. I would love to see Rain Factory somehow pull up to Elite, because again, the top 3, I think they have a good chance. Bottom of Elite is 1.7 right now, so that's not a huge climb for most. I know if Couch Cat were to do this, it would probably take us like a year to even get this much EXP.
Please, we could beat Babel.
Okay, that's the end of the stream, everyone. But anyway, I'm hoping for Rain Factory. I like the name better than Midnight Rain, that's for sure.
Ooh,
spicy take, James. DM me later. But I like Rain Factory. Order of Ramos, whatever, they're gone. I'm calling it now, dude. They're gone.
So to clarify to everyone, they were that group of like 17 players, I think, at one point, who grinded a lot and were showcased in the weekly guild stats a few times.
Yeah. But I think if Deadly Cute remains serious, so the bottom tier Rare is just like a revolving door. The not the ceiling, but the bench mark for EXP to enter Rare is low. It's
right.
You could almost just say it's 1 mil. Right. 1.1, right? So it's interesting to see who can enter and who can stay. That's the biggest thing for Rare. That's it, dude. If you want to take this off, good luck to everyone next week. It'll be a banger.